So now let's make a good dressing. So this is the ranch dressing from the ebook. I printed off so you can see the photo. So Nicole Axworthy did this beautiful photo for me, and she showed it with like potatoes, right? Like pre-cooked potatoes with some greens. And I encourage you to use dressings in more than just with greens, just on a green salad. To use it in grains, like a good dressing on hot quinoa is delicious. I love fresh cooked quinoa with a good dressing. So yummy. To add into spuds or sweet potatoes, to drizzle on a freshly cooked pizza, to drizzle over a pasta with a marinara and just give it a little hit of something different, right? Vary up the flavors and make it a little more interesting. So I encourage you to kind of use that thinking of a salad dressing being outside of that box of just for a salad box. Yeah. It's amazing the distribution Earthbound Organics has, isn't it? Whenever I think of salad boxes, how I see them everywhere, and they're in every city pretty much. Anyways, that's another topic. Okay, getting to the dressing. I will go off on a tangent if you let me. So I'm using my blender. Can you guys see that? I gotta move it in. Okay, let's get this set up. There we go. So I'm actually using, this is the mini wild side jar. I have the twister jar, and today I'm using the mini wild side. I love the small blender jars. They're perfect for dressings. So if you are in the market for a blender, there's a link in the description there. You can check out these small blender jars. I love them. Okay, so we are starting with, to make this a creamy dressing, this may be strange to you, but we're starting with cooked potato. So I always batch cook potatoes. I bake them in the oven. You can take the peel off or not. I like to for something like this, but when I eat them straight up, I just eat the peel. I like to take the peel off for color more than anything in the recipe, but you can totally chuck it in. Like, just chuck it in if you want. And this is a pre-cooked yellow potato, and I highly suggest like a red or yellow potato, not a russet, because it's a little sweeter, it's creamier, it's not as dry. Like, they have a different density and flavor than a russet. And it's about a quarter cup. So all I do is I break up the potato, and if it's a little off, it's like a third cup. That's fine, because you can just add more milk. I just break it up and smush it. Very technical cooking term, smush it into the measuring cup. There we go. Okay, so that's more than about, it's maybe close to a third, but hey, we can just wing it. And I already have sticky fingers. Red wine vinegar. You could use another vinegar in this. In fact, I'm using apple cider today because I'm out of red wine and I didn't know red wine vinegar. But red wine vinegar is really nice in it. But for sure, you could use a rice wine vinegar or apple cider. I avoid white vinegar. I find it has really harsh flavor. But if it's all you have, then it's okay. A little bit of sweetener. So you can omit this if you want. It's a little too much. I say between 1 and 3 teaspoons of maple syrup. I'll give you the full recipe ingredients after, because everyone has a different preference for if they want a little more sweetness in the dressing. And then a tablespoon of tahini. I love this tahini. Again, I'm not affiliated with it, but I love it for recipes like this because it's so easy to measure. This is the brand Havana, and I get it at one of our local health food stores. And you store them like this, and then they're really easy to squeeze out the tahini. I love it, love it. And a little bit of garlic powder, but today I'm going to use this dehydrated garlic that, again, I got at Home Sense Winners. Guys, sometimes the food options in Home Sense and Winners, they have these little nuggets of gold, like little excellent finds. So this is a dehydrated garlic. See that? And I think it's just much fresher than using garlic powder. Also, I made a pizza the other night, and after adding the tomato sauce, I just popped this right on the layer of tomato sauce. So good. And I topped with veggies after, but that was so good. Okay, so I'm just gonna add like maybe a couple of those. I don't want it too heavy in garlic. Oh, that is not the top for that. And a half teaspoon of dill seed. So I find that ranch dressing has a prominent flavor of dill. And I don't love dried dill weed at all. I never use it in my recipes. If I want a dill flavor, I get dill seed. And this is what it looks like. Like that. And I like the flavor much better. And when you puree it, all the essence comes out of the little seeds. All that flavor comes out. And a little bit of onion powder, just a touch of Dijon mustard. I haven't used Dijon mustard in so long because it showed up as one of those foods that I was really sensitive to. We'll see how I do with it today. I haven't actually used it in recipes for months and months. Pea protein is the worst thing in the world for me. If I eat it, my joints are on fire. So it's a strange thing. A little bit of salt. And then a tiny amount of a non-dairy, a vegan yogurt, a plain yogurt. And it just gives a touch of tang. It adds a different tang. Like you're going to get tang from the vinegar, but it adds a little something, something. If you don't have it, it's okay. Just add a touch more potato, a little more milk, it'll be fine. Okay, and that goes in. And am I forgetting anything? Let me just run down through the ingredients. Oh, a little bit of pepper. Actually, I think a lot of pepper tastes really good in a ranch. Don't you think? I feel like a good amount of pepper is good in ranch. Just going to make sure I have everything. And then just the milk. And we don't add all of it right away, and I'll tell you why. I'm going to get that going first. Okay, so we're going to blend this up. And now I'm going to add the rest of it. The reason I do that is I like to get it, sometimes when you add too much milk or too much liquid, it kind of like the garlic and stuff spins around and it doesn't blend quite as thoroughly as when you add a smaller amount of milk to start. So that's why I do that. And now I'm going to add the rest of it, but I have to have a little smell to see how it's doing. It smells good. I know that's weird, right? A little smell. Okay. Mention a few notes about this dressing before I forget. Yeah, that smells good. First of all, I didn't mention that the link bundle link is in the description. And I forgot to mention, did I mention how much it was? I did. $49, and it's over $4,600 in offerings. I'm going to just type the link. I think I have the link. Yeah, in the description as well. But I am promised to give you all the ingredients to this dressing. Now this dressing, so if you want it a little thicker, because it's going to thicken up in the fridge, but if you want it a little thicker, you can add a touch more potato. So I'm just going to add maybe I want it a little thicker today. Just a little bit more. And I'm going to puree that. So I know it seems crazy, like this is a crazy salad dressing, potato in the salad dressing, right? But when you want a nut-free dressing, I was going to use I could use a lot of seeds to replace the nuts. But here's the thing. Cashews usually creamy dressings are made with cashews or almonds, and they have a pretty neutral flavor. I find seed butters don't. Tahini has a more prominent flavor, so does sunflower seeds. A little is nice in the dressing, and it gives it that sort of mouthfeel that you want in a dressing, a creamy dressing. And then potato helps make it creamy without extra seeds or nuts. And it also keeps it a little lower fat if that's important to you. But it gives it that textural interest. Okay, so it helps make it creamy without a lot of, say, nuts or seed butter. And the yogurt gives a little creaminess as well. So together, it all just kind of comes together really nicely. I'm going to get a jar for this and show you. Hang on. And I will tell you also, I have other ranch dressings. I have one in Let Them Eat Vegan that is nut-based. So you could also look at that book for one. And I feel like I have another one somewhere. I forget. I feel like I have another one. I think I created another one recently. You know, like I've created recipes and forgotten about them completely. I have a few stacks of things I've got to go through because I know I have recipes that I have never done anything with. So here's the dressing. See, it's nice and thick, has a nice consistency. Oops, a little chunk of potato. I'll give that a blend again after. It smells really good. And it's up to you then if you want to, you know, taste it. Maybe you want a little more tahini in it, make it a little more luxurious in flavor. But it has a nice consistency as is. My cat's walking through. There was a few things I was going to mention. Oh, you can substitute white beans for the potato if you prefer. And if you have like a nightshade intolerance, then you could substitute white beans for the potato. I like it better with the potato, but there's your option. I feel like there's another thing. Oh, you can add some fresh herbs at the end. So if you wanted, you could chop up some fresh parsley, fresh chives. Ooh, I might add some chives. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I have one at the window because you know how you can regrow chives. So I'm going to just add a little bit of chives, and what I would do is chop it and then just add it in at the end, but I'm going to blitz it real quick because a touch of fresh herbs goes a long way. And I'm just going to blitz that real quick. So yeah, that's nice. You could add fresh dill. So while I don't like dill weed dried, fresh dill is very nice. So you could add some fresh dill to that at the end. So I'm going to read the ingredients and stay tuned because I'm also going to do a giveaway today and I have to announce the giveaways from my last video. Okay. So I offered up some of my laptop stickers in the last video and the winners are, I emailed you on YouTube or texted you on YouTube. One is Sherry, and the other I think was Lila, Lyla, I think. I definitely responded to you on YouTube. So if you think it's you, just go have a look at that video. It was my Buddha dressing video, and I will do a giveaway today as well. And so I'm going to read the ingredients for you. Okay, so we used a 1/4 cup of pre-cooked potato, yellow, or I would use like Yukon Gold or red. A tablespoon of tahini, 1 tablespoon. 1.5 tablespoons of non-dairy yogurt, plain. 1 teaspoon of Dijon. 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder. 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. I used the little dehydrated garlic. Freshly ground black pepper. 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt. You can add more if you want it a little saltier. 1/2 teaspoon of dill seeds, a 1/2 cup plus a couple tablespoons of milk. So start with a 1/2 cup, blend it, and then add the extra couple of teaspoons. 2.5 tablespoons, add the couple of extra tablespoons of milk. 2.5 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. I used apple cider here. 1 to 3 teaspoons of maple syrup. Or you could use like date syrup, and optional, a tablespoon of minced parsley or dill, fresh parsley or fresh dill or chives, and just sprinkle that on in the end. It looks nicer if you chop it and add it to the finished dressing, then blend it in. When you blend it in, it goes kind of greenish, but when you chop it and sprinkle it in after, you get the flecks of the color in there, which is really nice. I know, fancy, like Martha's coming to dinner. Okay, would you serve Martha a ranch potato salad for dinner? I don't think so. But there you are. That's the dressing. And today I will do a giveaway of my Plant Power Dressings ebook. And if you have it, or if you have the bundle, or you're getting the bundle, then I will instead give you the Simply Plants ebook, which is my new ebook, and it's not in the bundle. Did that make sense? Okay, and what kind of milk? Janine is asking. Hi, Janine. I used an oat milk, a plain oat milk. Plain soy is also really nice. Any that you want to use. And just checking for any questions. Any questions? Yes, family. Do you know in Canada we all have family day except for Newfoundland? It's really weird, right? I'm from Newfoundland, so I kind of know that. And Lee is saying she's definitely getting that bundle. You will be amazed at what's in it. Like, I feel like it will take a week to go through the downloads, to download them and open them and look at them. There's that much in there. And like I said, it's not just weight loss. It's really overall health products, healthy plant-based recipes. There's meditation program there. There's, like I said, inflammation, allergies, gut health, yoga. Tammy Kramer has included her program or ebook on chopped salads, which is really comprehensive. Dr. McDougall, Dr. Furman. It's so much. It's so much. And Lee's asking, my creamy house dressing, how long should you soak the cashews? If you have a high-speed blender, do you still recommend? You know what? If you have a high-speed blender, technically you don't even really need to soak them because it will do the job on the cashews. But it is nice to soak them to soften them, and it does release some of the, it makes the nuts more digestible when you soak them. So to hasten that soaking time, to quicken it up, you can use boiled water, like hot water, and soak the cashews for about an hour. I usually soak cashews in batches, and then I refrigerate for about 4 or 5 days, or put in the freezer for longer, drain off all the water, and then freeze. Otherwise, you've got a ice chunk of soaked cashews, and that's just a big mess. So drain off the water and then freeze in portions. When I'm doing a small batch and I know I'm doing a dressing, I actually soak them right in the blender jar, right? So I'll put, like, say, half a cup of cashews in there, add hot water, boiled water, and let it soak in that. So then I'm not even messing up another, vessel. I don't have to clean another bowl or any shortcut. Always looking for a shortcut, guys. And then drain off the cashew water from the blender, and then you can start your recipe. So that's a little tip for y'all there. And yeah, that's it. More new comments. I'm just seeing what else is here. Grace is saying she's getting the bundle too. Awesome. The link is in the description, and hope you guys all know too that that's the place I'm coming from is not. I don't want the idea of weight loss to be a trigger for people or alarming, because I know it can be. I've been there. Like, that is my childhood. But I also know that people can live much healthier, happier lives if they lose weight sustainably, if that's important and they need to, right? So yeah, a lot of you are very supportive about that. And I know that if you know who I am and you've been with my work, that's where I'm coming from. So, and Cindy says she's going to Winners. Yeah, the teas are there. I saw them at HomeSense too. And the garlic, I think, where did I get that one? Winners or HomeSense? Doesn't say. Is that one of them? I think it was Winners. Oh, okay. Jennifer's asking cashews in the ranch. No, I didn't use cashews. I specifically made this ranch to be nut-free. However, you can use nuts in this. You could, instead of using the potato, you could put cashews in it. And it's going to actually be much more like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's going to taste a little more luxurious in texture, because cashews have that added fat, right? And they have that mouthfeel when you make any kind of creamy dressing or dip, and you use nuts or seeds, you get that texture, that mouthfeel of like something really sumptuous. This still has a great texture, but if you want to use cashews, you can absolutely do so. You'll need a little more milk if you're not using soaked cashews, because it will absorb the milk. But you can see, again, I'm going to show you the dressing without pouring it on my laptop. There we go. And it's got a nice thick texture. See that? Again, I think I need to blend it just a tiny bit more because I have some potato in there that didn't get fully blended, and I'll do that after. And I'm going to add more chive to it after as well. Okay, I think that's it, guys. Cindy's saying she bought the bundle. Yeah, it's guys, it's just great. It's just great. Oh, thank you, Leah. She's saying if you're on the fence about Dreena's Kind Kitchen, get it. Thank you. I appreciate that. And oh, what brand? Ray C. Yeah, Ree. Sorry, I don't have my readers on. Ree's asking Cindy what brand. She'd like something without oil. I'm not sure what brand she means. Sorry, maybe you guys can talk in the chat after. Guys, if you're on YouTube, can you please give me a thumbs up on the video and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And yeah, I'm going to sign off for now. And I will share more about the bundle. If you're on my newsletter, you're going to get the emails. And I hope you enjoy it. It's pretty darn big. That's what I'm going to say. That's a moment for another That's What She Said joke. That's what she said. Guys, I could go all day on that. Sorry, my eldest has been watching The Office again. So it's like top of mind, right? Okay, I'm going to sign off here, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy the dressing. And I'm going to draw a winner for my ebook on my next video. So make sure you comment on the YouTube video in the comments after, because on YouTube, these comments now they go away. Okay, have a great day. Have a great holiday if you have one. Enjoy your day, and I will see you soon. Blessings to you all.